Nepo babies are everywhere in Hollywood, and they aren't always easy to spot. Today, we're talking about some surprising Nepo babies, but we will also dive into some of the reasons these Nepo babies have gotten a bad rap in the industry. I'm Adam Andrews, this is Where Are They Now, and let's jump in. Coming in at number 10 is Gwyneth Paltrow. Yes, actress and entrepreneur Gwyneth Paltrow is a Nepo baby. Her mother is Emmy and Tony-winning actress Blythe Danner, and her father is the late producer and director Bruce Paltrow. Though she has managed to eclipse both parents' fame through both acting and goop, the nepotism is still strong with this one. I can feel it. You know what else is strong though? A healthy dose of problematic moments. I mean, for one, she believes that nepotism babies have it harder because although they have doors open for them, they have to prove themselves. Some people took issue with that comment, me included, and she also had the whole skiing accident debacle where she sought out $1 whole in symbolic damages. But a lot of her other controversies come from goop. She faced fallout from her fanbase when two of her products, the Jade Egg and vaginal barbells, were being sold with the completely made up benefit that the products could balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycles, and increase bladder control, but were not scientifically backed. She was sued for that one in 2018, but she also sold the candle on her Goop website dubbed, quote, "This smells like my vagina," end quote, in 2020, which is actually hilarious, but not everyone feels that way, so there you go. Can't believe I just said that. Number 9, Bryce Dallas Howard. It's not really hard to learn of this one, but some people may not be aware that actress and director Bryce Dallas Howard, known for her roles in the Jurassic World movies and for the episodes of The Mandalorian she has directed, is the daughter of another famous director, screenwriter, producer, and actor, Ron Howard. Ron is known for directing some pretty big movies like the live-action The Grinch movie, A Beautiful Mind, Willow, American Graffiti, and Apollo 13. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anyone really hates Bryce at all. I don't. She has had some controversies, but they were mainly focused on how she didn't receive equal pay to Chris Pratt in the Jurassic World movies and how they had asked her to slim down for those movies as well. Those movies weren't really the greatest anyways though, so maybe that could equate to some dislike for Bryce herself, and her episode of The Mandalorian in season 1 was kind of meh, but then she killed it with her season 2 episodes, so I'm kind of on the fence here. What do you guys think of Bryce Dallas Howard? Let me know down below. Coming in at number 8, it's Jake Gyllenhaal. For the record, I do not hate Jake Gyllenhaal, but man, he sure did make an enemy of the Taylor Swift fans. But first, Jake here is the son of director Stephen Gyllenhaal and screenwriter Naomi Foner, and his older sister is actress Maggie Gyllenhaal. So right there, we've got a family of people who can help each other get ahead. Some of Jake's earliest roles were in his father's own films, so yes, Jake Gyllenhaal, while incredibly accomplished and supremely talented in his own right, is a nepotism baby. But why is there beef with Taylor Swift? Well, as you may know, Taylor Swift has a knack for making breakup songs, and as you may also know, Gyllenhaal and Swift had dated. Taylor's song All Too Well is supposedly about Jake Gyllenhaal, and while it is sometimes positive, it is also more so negative and alludes to the idea that Gyllenhaal had gaslit the musician who was 9 years younger than him. It also talks about how he stole her scarf, so there's that. Taylor Swift fans are some of the craziest fans out there. Sorry, I'm not sorry. And they go hard defending their idol, so it's not surprising that Jake gets hate from them. Number 7, Zoey Deutch. This one I'm coming at from a different approach. If you don't know who Zoey Deutch is, that's okay, allow me to explain. Do you know who Leah Thompson is? She's an actress and you may recognize her primarily as the mom from Back to the Future, also the mom in Dennis the Menace. Well, she's the mom of Zoey Deutch with director Howard Deutch, so there's your nepotism checkmark of approval. As for Zoey, you'll know her from her roles in Vampire Academy, Why Him, Zombieland Double Tap, The Outfit, and a lot of smaller roles in a good chunk of films. The only reason I think Zoey here is hated is because of a story I was told. Someone I know knows someone else who was apparently roommates with Zoey in college, I believe. Apparently Zoey is the type of person who believes that others are there to serve her, as apparently Zoey called said roommate with orders to go and get Zoey's dry cleaning. It sounds like something out of a movie. I don't know if it's true because I haven't heard another bad thing about her. She's actually a pretty entertaining actress and seems super nice, so I kind of feel bad even saying anything negative about her, so we're gonna move on. Number 6, Emma Roberts. The Actress Emma Roberts, who is mostly known for her roles in American Horror Story and We're the Millers, but has been in a hell of a lot, is indeed a Nepo baby. But while most of the celebrities on this list gain their Nepo status through their parents directly, Emma gains hers for her aunt, Oscar-winning actor Julia Roberts, although it is worth noting her dad is also Oscar-nominated actor Eric Roberts, so she's got the advantages rolling in from multiple sources. The whole reason she even wanted to be an actress in the first place was because she was on set with her aunt. So that tells you everything you need to know. Now, some people seem to dislike Roberts for the fact that she doesn't really hold up to her other American Horror Story co-stars, but that's not really surprising. Outside of her acting, the main thing people don't like about Emma is her whirlwind romance to actor Evan Peters, which included 2 engagements followed by a devastating breakup in 2019. During the relationship, Roberts was arrested for alleged domestic mistreatment, leaving Evan with a bloody nose and bite marks. She was also outed for having sent Hayden Christensen inappropriate texts while they were both in relationships, and then right at the end, while they were engaged, she dumped Peters and began dating Garrett Hedlund right after. So yeah, not exactly the best person in that relationship, I guess. Number 5, Kiefer Sutherland. Okay, yes, this guy's Nepo baby status isn't surprising at all to most, but for any who don't know, Canadian-British actor Kiefer Sutherland is the son of acting legend Donald Sutherland. He is also connected to other celebrities and politicians through his family, but both Kiefer and his dad are pretty respected actors in their own rights, but with some interestingly different approaches. You'll know Kiefer for his roles in movies like Lost Boys, Stand By Me, and Flatliners, but also for his role as Jake Bauer in 24, or some other kind of action-y agent dude in Designated Survivor and now Rabbit Hole. While Kiefer is an award-winning actor, he isn't exactly immune to the ways of the world though. Evident when he picked up a driving under the influence charge twice, once in 2004 and again in 2008. He has also been charged for headbutting a fashion designer in a New York club in 2009. Sutherland also almost married actress Julia Roberts until she ran off with his Lost Boys co-star to Europe 3 days before the wedding back in 1991. That's nothing against him, I just think that's really surprising. So overall, Kiefer is a mixed bag, and I think there is more good than bad here, but he was still a bit of a rebel in his years, so we're gonna just poke fun of that. Number 4, Charlie Sheen. If you were alive in 2011 and over the age of maybe 5, you likely remember Charlie Sheen and his massive meltdown. At one time, Charlie Sheen, son of pretty legendary actor Martin Sheen, was one of, if not the highest paid television actor for his central role in 2.5 Men. Well, in January 2011, filming on 2.5 Men was suspended temporarily after the actor began undergoing treatment for addiction following a relapse. By late February, production was shut down completely for the whole season after Sheen called the show's co-creator a, quote, turd and a, quote, clown, and used an anti-Semitic term while referring to his name in an interview. He then began going on huge, poorly worded, and poorly thought through rants in both tweets and live stream shows, and just giving the most interesting of quotes in television interviews. It's where we got #winning, #ChooseYourVice, and this quote right here. When speaking to ABC's 2020 about his past with addiction, he said, quote, "I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll, because I have one speed, one gear. I'm different. I have a different constitution. I have a different brain. I have a different heart. I got tiger blood, man. Dying's for fools. Dying's for amateurs." End quote. And then later on in that interview, he added, quote, "I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen. If you try it once, you will die. Your face will melt off and your children will weep over your exploded body." So maybe he's not hated, but he became a bit of a joke and now enjoys an early retirement from a career he probably cannot save. Number 3, Beanie Feldstein. Look, I'm an actor, but I was not a theater kid in high school, and there's a good reason for that. Way too much drama. For an example of what I mean, all we have to do is look at the drama surrounding the casting of the role of Fanny Bryce in the first Funny Girl Broadway revival in 58 years. Battle of drama that took place between Beanie Feldstein, the sister of Jonah Hill and daughter of a costume designer mother and a tour accountant for Guns N' Roses' father, and Lea Michele, the infamously hard to work with and not so nice lead in the TV show Glee. After campaigning for the role for years, the controversy surrounding Lea Michele came out and killed her chances. So, in August 2021, the news broke that Funny Girl was at long last going to get a Broadway revival, and Michele was out, and Beanie Feldstein was in. Unfortunately for Feldstein, reviews painted specifically just her voice pretty badly, and the show was even snubbed at the Tonys. It didn't take too long for Beanie to be out and Lea Michele to jump in the spot once again. Meanwhile, if you aren't in the musical theater space, all of this probably just flew right over your head. Like a bird. Look at it, there it goes. Don't even know what happened. Number 2, Scott Eastwood. If you don't know who Clint Eastwood is, well, I guess they can be forgiven depending on how old you are, but if you're an adult and you don't know who he is or haven't at least heard his name, you may be living under a very, very thick rock. Clint Eastwood was, and I guess still sort of is, one of the most respected actors / directors of his time. He has some of the biggest Western films under his belt, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Unforgiven, which he also directed, not to mention iconic roles in films like Dirty Harry. But he's also directed some award-winning films too, like Gran Torino, which he also starred in, $1 Million Baby, which he also acted in, J. Edgar, Invictus, and American Sniper. He is a huge name in Hollywood, but unfortunately, his son, actor Scott Eastwood, hasn't really been able to come out from under Dad's shadow. While he certainly retains the good looks of his dad in his heyday, and has definitely benefited from the nepotism, his credits are just simply not that impressive, and his acting leaves a lot to be desired, which has gotta suck, honestly. He's not bad, he's just kind of there. I don't really want to go on and on about him because I'm just starting to feel bad, but also he's leagues and bounds above my career-wise, so I can't really say anything. We're moving on. Finally, in at number 1, it's Tucker Carlson. Let's get political. Yeah! Sorry. Tucker Carlson is the kind of person who shows up on a screen and instantly makes me want to implode. The things that come out of this man's mouth are just wow. Tucker is an American television host, conservative political commenter, and writer who has hosted the political talk show Tucker Carlson Tonight on Fox News since 2016. It's his time on this show and in his other public appearances where he airs out his political views that has seen Carlson described as a leading voice of white grievance politics, known for circulating far-right ideas into mainstream politics with remarks on race, immigration, abortion, the environment, same-sex marriage, and women, including slurs he said on air between 2006 and 2011. He's at times been described as racist and sexist and has provoked advertiser boycotts of Tucker Carlson Tonight. Tucker has also promoted conspiracy theories on topics such as demographic replacement, which is messed up, COVID-19, and the January 6 United States Capitol attack, but has been totally noted for false and misleading statements about those topics and a bunch of others. If you expected this guy to not be a Nepo baby on top of all of that, allow me to burst that bubble. He is the elder son of Dick Carlson, who became the director of Voice of America, president of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and the US ambassador to the Seychelles, and more recently a director at the lobbying firm Policy Impact Strategic Communications. So, Tucker has a doorway open into the line of work he is in. Also, Dick Carlson got married to Patricia Swanson when Tucker was 10, and she was the heiress to the wealth generated by the Swanson TV dinner company her grandfather Carl Swanson founded. The family sold Swanson branded food products to Campbell's in 1955, but the wealth generated from that permeates into the family, including Tucker. But that's the end of the line. Any thoughts or opinions? Well, the comments are where I shall say. Until next time, this is Where Are They Now? I'm Adam Andrews. Stay safe and well informed out there.